Grand Swiss, each match is going to be shorter than we're used to. These are going to be 10 rounds, 90-second runtime. So definitely we're going to be seeing a faster pace of play. Which to me is exciting because normally looking at something like this, I would see it as RSQ is a less experienced player. Whereas Marphy, obviously after his massive run in Ignition just the other week, I would expect this to be a very one-sided type of match. But RSQ does have some experience entering Blitz tournaments. It's still a sizable gap to overcome. But all things considered, I think the pace of play is going to have a pretty big effect here. RSQ already getting at it. Marphy taking the time to go at the setup, try and figure out what he wants to place there, feel the timing for it. Marphy immediately getting the spike ball. Trying to look around, see what he wants to place with this one. It's still not forced going above the arrow. So we'll have to see what Marphy wants to place there. Okay, blocking off the top path. Forcing that crawl beneath the T-spike. I feel like there's a lot of potential for some tech that RSQ might not be familiar with. He does know the basic crawl, which is a good start for sure. Marphy looks like he's practicing for a potential corner boost there. Let's pray for RSQ's sake that he does not place that. Ooh, that spike ball placement on the left there from Marphy. Okay, he opts not to, but I have a vision in mind for what he's going to place. I think he's going to place this arrow above that trigger spike, or maybe shooting into it. Oh, wait a minute. RSQ down a life. Still, of course, has the ability to go over, so I don't think we're looking at a point just yet. Marphy definitely doing this with ease. Oh my gosh, an RSQ! RSQ, it looked to me like he was opting to do the same thing as Marphy. Test the waters with the setup, get a feel for it, but he loses a life. He's on to his last life now. Can he pass this arrow, or are we looking at an early point here? Wait a minute, Marphy also down to his last life. RSQ makes it. We could be looking at a potential upset here. What is happening? 20 seconds on the clock. Marphy letting the timer run down. And he makes it. Okay, both of them have wires here. I feel like there's a lot of potential in what they set up here. RSQ looking to set up precision potentially. I like what Marphy went for with those wires to the left of the trigger spike. If he places the bow above the trigger spike, I think this could be a winning setup. And there it is. People who've been around for a while know that this is 2018 UCH right here. Now Marphy might not know this. RSQ not a tournament regular, but he was around during the old days where this was a common setup. So we'll see. Ooh. He had the right idea, but just couldn't get the precision around the arrow. Marphy dies to that spike ball. Marphy being a nice guy, showing RSQ what's up. Now this is Marphy we're talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws. Okay, I wouldn't have been surprised if he threw just to give RSQ another chance, but Marphy wants the win. This mortar, I think Marphy's gonna opt to make that jump height a little bit harder. Wait a minute. RSQ had the timing, doesn't get the crouch. It looks like he's starting to get a hold on this. One more attempt. RSQ, if you go down 2 points, it's gonna be exceptionally difficult to make that comeback. Ooh. You can see that he overcompensated a little bit. In the past 2 attempts, he didn't go far enough out. This time he went too far out. Marphy, I think, trying to demonstrate that you can indeed stay on the same block. No need to jump out. Marphy, going for the cheeky little NST. Going for the cheeky NST and then dying to the arrow immediately after. If that's not the Marphy, I don't know what is. Otherwise, makes it through. There is time pressure here, but I don't know if that's going to affect him. Marphy with the absolute buzzer beater. Oh, now wait a minute. RSQ, a really interesting black hole placement, actually. It looks like... Is that arrow going to shoot into that precision setup? If so, that could be a difference maker. RSQ has the dynamite. He does not want to see what Marphy's cooking. RSQ going for a much higher jump there, dying to the top arrow. This is a tricky setup. I mentioned RSQ was around during the old days where this type of setup was common, but I feel like the modern approach to UCH is taking something that people already know and putting a spin on the way that you go about doing it. And I think this setup does just that. It wasn't common back in the day to see a forced jump outwards to avoid that arrow. Oh my god. Wait a minute. RSQ with that black hole summoned the final form of Exodia. Marphy not sure what to do here. Call me crazy, but I think the only way of clearing that might be to throw yourself into the arrows, block them, and then speedrun through the rest of the level before the black hole has enough time to become so deadly again. Regardless, I want to say that's possible. I did not know that black hole was going to produce something like that. Oh my gosh. Oh. It looks like I'm just as blind as the players are, because you definitely can go over the top path and entirely avoid everything. Regardless, Marphy gonna block off that perfect sphere of arrows. RSQ still really struggling to get a hold on this setup. I will say, it's pretty difficult. Accurately positioning yourself on that tiny sliver of a block that doesn't get hit by the arrow, that is not easy by any means. Marphy gets the cheeky NST. How is he going to go about doing this? Ooh, goes for the wall jump. Around the T-spike. Does manage to bail out. Oh my goodness, Marphy. Alright, and he gets it. He gets it. That'll do it. Marphy is going to take it 3-0.